Hi there, it's Jen Simon talking to you today from Frappanaise. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a kind of difficult topic. It's about being a mom and getting depressed. The reason I have my little dog with me is because he's like a representation of my inner mental state, I feel like sometimes. And this little guy, I love him to death, but he really has a bit of a screw loose. We rescued him in November. He was found on the street up north of here. And he clearly had had an owner at some point because he did walk on a leash okay and was housebroken. But it was unclear exactly what the situation was with the old owner. And although he was sweet at the shelter and really liked me, when we got him home, we realized that other than my daughter, he didn't really like anyone else. He was scared of everything. Oh, he was scared of men and fast-moving objects and fast-moving people and people raising their voice. He terrified of big dogs, very reactive and upset around big dogs, even to the point of going after pictures of big dogs, statues of big dogs. He is a twitchy guy. He is just a twitchy guy. He can be really loving and really sweet, but he definitely is a bit of a handful. And actually, a friend of mine yesterday was suggesting that since I live in a state where there's legal marijuana, I should get some and make teeny tiny dog treats for him and see if that helps his mood. I am not going to do that. Before any dog lovers leave in the comments, don't, it's dangerous. I'm not going to actually do it. I just thought it was funny that a friend suggested it. But my point about my dog and how this relates to moms and depression is that even though he can be a little high-strung and a little difficult at times, I still love him very much. And he's still a wonderful dog. And I think it's easy as a mom, if we experience feelings of depression, to feel like we've really failed. Like that, you have these great kids, your life is really good, you're a terrible person if you aren't happy all the time. And I think that feeling is because we're basically taught that moms are supposed to be happy all the time. We are supposed to cook and clean and take care of everybody and feel happy about that all the time. But more to the point, that we're supposed to be the emotional rock and the emotional center for the family. If kids are sick or hurt or sad, they come to mom. If dad is upset about something that happened at work, or, God forbid, he gets man flu, who does he want care and love and support from? Mom. Even grandparents, a lot of us have either parents or in-laws who are getting older and they need more support than they used to, and that oftentimes comes down to being mom's job. And for me, I actually find that being there for people's emotional breakdowns is a lot harder than just the cooking, cleaning, organizing part. I can cook and clean and organize all day long. It's the reacting to people's emotional breakdowns that I find difficult. And those emotional breakdowns can be, a teenager feeling rejected by her friends, a kid who didn't get into the after-school activity she wanted to. All these things your family is really free to emote about, and they are free to emote to you. And being the person who receives all those emotions can be really draining. Depends on the type of person you are, but for me, that's really draining. And I'm sure other people feel the same way. In addition to feeling drained by that, lack of sleep causes depression, eating too much sugar causes depression, being under stress causes depression. And all three of those things basically are things that anyone who lives in the modern world has. We all don't get enough sleep, and we all eat too much sugar, and we all are more stressed than we should be, probably. And of course, being responsible for young children 24/7 does increase stress. I don't think it's possible, if you don't have kids, to understand how stressful it is to be the person who is in charge all day every day, from not even from the moment you wake up, like in the middle of the night while you're asleep, you are still technically in charge of your family. And that's, it's a stress. It's not horrible, but it is a stress. All of this can lead to anxiety and depression. And how I often see this manifesting itself is moms who feel like they simply can't do certain things. Like they'd really like to clean out their house, but they literally don't think they physically can. And I think part of this comes from one of the symptoms of depression, which is the sense that it physically hurts to try to do things. If a person's never suffered from depression before, they probably don't understand what this is like, but it can be so bad that forcing yourself to do dishes feels like it actually hurts. It physically hurts to do that because it is a activity that requires some form of motivation, and motivation is something you just don't have any of. Anyway, it is totally possible for moms to get to that place. I guess I'm talking about depression more than anxiety. Maybe I'll talk about anxiety some other day. But if you are in a place where it is a real strain to do regular things like getting the dishes done or getting the kids driven to school or, driving to soccer practice, it is worth it for you to seek help. It's worth it to go to the doctor and find out what your options are for getting into a better emotional place. And a lot of people say, oh, they're just going to prescribe antidepressants. Well, there are worse things in the world than taking antidepressants. Being incapable of living your life is far worse than taking antidepressants, especially if you only take them temporarily. I am going to very soon take my dog to the vet and see if there are some better options. I've done a lot of things to help him with his anxiety, but I'm going to see if there's any kind of medication he can take, because maybe that would help him not get seizures so much, which would be nice too. He doesn't get a lot of them, but I don't think they're very good for him when he does get them. So my dog is, if not depressed, at least very anxious, and he is still a wonderful dog, and I still love him very much, and he is deserving of love, and he is deserving of having a family that cares about him and takes care of him. And if you are someone who suffers from depression, you also deserve love, and you deserve a family that cares about you, and you deserve to get the help you need. That's my message for today. If you would like to see more videos like this about mom life and cooking, cleaning, organizing, my dog, subscribe below where the little button is, and I will see you in a few days probably. Take care. Bye.